today's video, I will be giving you a roundup of everything that has happened in the world of football in the last couple of days. So welcome to Pitch Invader, where I update you with football's latest information every single day. So starting up with the Premier League, Manchester City faced Tottenham, their bogey team. Tottenham defeated Manchester City 2-0. Tottenham in every single Premier League season do that because for some reason, whether Tottenham is in a good state or Tottenham are fighting relegation, they always somehow find a way to defeat Manchester City. Tottenham with their new manager Thomas Frank were exceptional because they were pressing Manchester City brilliantly. They outclassed them tactically. Pep Guardiola, even in his press conference after the match, said that they lost to a better team. Their signings like João Palhinha were crucial as João Palhinha dominated the midfield. He was pressing like a dog. Because of this intense press, Tottenham were able to score those two goals, and James Trafford, Manchester City's goalkeeper, was flawed and he made a crucial mistake which led to the second goal of Tottenham. Manchester City would be looking to sign a new goalkeeper. They are in talks to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG. The main factor for Tottenham would be Tottenham have to sign new players in order to boost their squad, and I think that would help them go and possibly challenge for a European spot this season. Up next, Manchester United. Manchester United faced Fulham, which ended in a 1-1 draw. And Ruben Amorim in his first 29 games for Manchester United has only gotten 28 points, which is exceptionally poor for a Manchester United manager. Manchester United dominated the first few moments of the game. Cunha got two exquisite chances, but he wasn't able to convert them, which led to a penalty for Manchester United in the first half, which Bruno Fernandes skied. The match was at a 0-0 draw at halftime. In the second half, Lenny Yoro scored a goal, which was later given as an own goal. But Emil Smith-Rowe, who came on as a substitute, scored and equalized for Manchester United. During the moment, Manchester United were leading 1-0 up. They were holding back, they were not attacking, which I feel is the reason why Manchester United couldn't score the second goal. They were more afraid, and that was crucial for Fulham to score their equalizer. So Manchester United are yet to have the first win of the season. Up next, Chelsea. Chelsea dominated West Ham into a 5-1 victory, which I would say more than Chelsea's credibility, it shows how bad West Ham actually are. West Ham lost their first match 3-0 versus Sunderland and now 5-1 versus Chelsea, which I would say is a bad look at Graham Potter, who is West Ham's manager. Honestly, I would say West Ham has enough quality players, so they won't get relegated, but they would be in a relegation battle if they don't sack Graham Potter soon. Players like Joao Pedro and Estevao Willian impressed for Chelsea, and it was overall a very clean performance with Cole Palmer being out because of groin injury. Their overall team structure was good enough to beat West Ham. Up next, we have one of Premier League's classic matches. It was Liverpool versus Newcastle. This was just not a match, it was more than just a football match. It had something more to it, as because it also had the Isak transfer saga lingering over it. So this match between Liverpool and Newcastle was quite physical. It was highly aggressive, as Newcastle were the team that was dominating in the first half, and out of nowhere Gravenberch scored the first goal, which led to a lead for Liverpool. Soon after, Anthony Gordon with a silly foul on Van Dijk, which led to him being sent off, Newcastle being a goal down as well as a man down. Soon after, in the second half, within the first 30 seconds, Hugo Ekitike scored another goal for Liverpool. Liverpool were 2-0 up. Hugo Ekitike has scored 3 consecutive goals in his 3 consecutive starts. So I really don't think Liverpool do need a striker. More they need players in defense, as Konate and Kerkez were the players who had mistakes in the second half, which led to goals for Newcastle. Newcastle scored one back with a header from Bruno Guimaraes, and soon After 30 minutes of relentlessly pursuing and relentlessly pressing Liverpool, they finally got their equalizer in the 88th minute. But it was not a fairy tale ending for Newcastle, as 16-year-old Rio Ngumoho in the 100th minute scored the winner, which led to a 3-2 victory for Liverpool. Up next, Arsenal. Arsenal had a bittersweet kind of victory against Leeds. They won 5-0. They scored the first goal from a corner. Victor Gyökeres impressed as he scored 2 goals. With him scoring 2 goals, one from a penalty and one a clear striker's finish, which led to Arsenal winning 5-0 in the end. But it was a bitter victory because players like Odegaard and Saka were seen being injured and they were substituted within the match. Saka would be having an injury for 3 to 4 weeks, which means he would be missing matches versus Manchester City, Liverpool, Newcastle as well as Nottingham Forest, which is not good for Arsenal and their title run. Odegaard might have a quietly non-severe injury. Up next, La Liga, where Atletico Madrid dropped points against, this time versus Elche. In the first match they dropped points as they lost their first match 2-1. In this match they drew 1-1, and it is not a good start for Diego Simeone and his men, losing their first match versus Espanyol and now a draw versus Elche. Those are not good signs for Atletico Madrid to start the season with. Up next, Barcelona. Barcelona, who won their match versus Levante 3-2 due to a own goal in the end in the 90th minute. Levante were leading 2-0 at halftime with a brilliant goal from Romero in the first few minutes. Rashford was quite impressive in the first half, but he was later substituted for Olmo. Other than that, Levante were also leading 2-0 at halftime via a penalty, which according to me was a just penalty. It was not something which shouldn't have been given. Levante crumbled in the second half after Pedri scored a banger, which meant Barca were 2-1 down at that time. Ferran Torres with a equalizing goal. It was a brilliant finish. And finally, tipping it off with a Lamine Yamal cross, which ended up being an own goal, which made the remontada for Barcelona true. Barcelona won the match 3-2 and now are second in La Liga, just behind Villarreal. Next up, Real Madrid. Real Madrid, who won their match 3-0 convincingly versus Real Oviedo, which was not actually that convincing, as Real Madrid did struggle in the first half. They were struggling to create chances, which meant it was not a very efficient performance for Real Madrid. Eventually, they did bag 3 goals. In the first half, Kylian Mbappe with a brilliant turn scored the first goal. Then in the second, though Rodrigo got a start, Vinicius Junior, when he came on in the second half, did assist as well as score a goal. It was quite impressive performance for Real Madrid. Rodrigo was given a start by Xavi Alonso, which was quite exquisite, and Carvajal was also given a start over Trent Alexander-Arnold. But eventually, in the end, the reports say that Rodrigo might just be interested in a new club, and he might be, his agents might be searching for a new club. Premier League might be a destination because teams like Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal are all interested in Rodrigo. On other news, there were some other football matches as well. In Bundesliga, Bayern Munich won 6-0 versus RB Leipzig, quite a convincing performance. Harry Kane with a hat-trick, Luis Diaz with his first goal for Bayern Munich, even Michael Olise was involved. He was quite impressive as well. Bayern Munich's front three look phenomenal. They might be a strong contender for the Champions League as they usually are. And other than that, Dortmund faced St. Pauli's, which ended in a 3-3 draw. St. Pauli's with a 89th minute winner, and it was a match where Dortmund were leading 3-1 till the 75th minute until St. Pauli's made the comeback. Dortmund was given a red card in the 75th minute, and then St. Pauli started their remontada. On other news, players like McTominay and Kevin De Bruyne actually impressed. Napoli won 2-0 with a goal from McTominay and a goal from Kevin De Bruyne from a free kick. McTominay has been impressive and is easily the best player for Napoli. After his signing from Man United, he is now in a Ballon d'Or ranking as well, and he doesn't seem to stop. So that was a concise and overall review of the world of football in the past couple of days. If you liked my video, please do share and subscribe to my channel. My first aim is to reach 50 subscribers, out of which I have already gotten 8 subscribers. So if you did like the video and you have watched till the end, please do subscribe to my channel. Bye!